Alright, so in a previous video I told you the electric motor went down on my laser. I've got the new one in, so we're going to try to install it. First thing I noticed is I don't have a plug on the end. So I guess I'm going to be splicing some wires together. I don't know if I have all the stuff I need for that. So we will see when we get there on that part. So y'all stick around, let's see what we can tear up. Alright, so we got to start off with getting this ready. I will tell you, if you have a laser, keep you some, we'll say hex head, but Allen wrenches close by. It's normally what it takes to bolt stuff down on the table. If something goes wrong with it, everything's Allen screws. So just makes life easier to have some there and around. So these are actual mounting screws that mounts it back to the laser, or screws or maybe I should say bolts and washers and lock nuts. So this has to come off to get through that sleeve up there. As you can see, it's not easy to move, but you can feel the notches in it, and that's kind of how it counts. So we have to get that off as well. So in order to do that, you have to find the right Allen wrench. And screw that out. Me personally, I like to leave them in there. Less chance of cross threading, trying to put it back, and also less chance of losing it. Biggest thing is you want it off that shaft. So that slides up off the shaft. And just remember which one went where. This one right here is the one that goes to the flat part on the shaft. That keys it and keeps it right. And then the other one tightened up over here on the side. So, alright. So the old one, I did go ahead and open it up. Undo the little plug, what I thought might be a plug, to look at the wires. So the wires match up to what comes out of that. So that's a huge peace of mind by itself. I should probably check, make sure this is snug. Alright, let's see if we can't bring y'all up and around. Alright, so this piece right here is where it goes. Let me let y'all get a good look at that. So you can kind of see 4 bolts go through. It's got a spot in the center. So you kind of have to line all that up. So we'll take this And go right up with it, right through the center. Take a screw and a washer, or bolt and washer. Drop through. See if we can't get one of these nuts on there, get it started. And it may be easier. Now you're not going to want to tighten it all the way down, but you're going to want to kind of get it in place. So this would be the next one. Keep it out towards the back, it's a little bit easier to get to what you need to get get everything started and going. Again, don't tighten them all the way up, and I'll show you why here in just a little bit. So this one right here is definitely probably the biggest pain. You have to work through and around that plastic there. And then you can drop in the last one. As you can see, it still slides. So you want to turn the shaft so you can get to that flat part. Maybe. There we go. So keeping it lined up, slide it down on there. Make sure this is set all the way up. Now you don't want it to be touching. You need a little bit of a gap there. And you're going to try to snug down the one that goes to the flat part. Alright. There we go. Get that a little snug. Over here to the other one and tighten this one up. Now I say snug it down so it bites and you lose all your stuff. I might get it here in a minute. Or maybe not. There we go. And once it bites, you want to loosen it and snug it back down again. Finish locking it in place. Go back and do this one. Snug it down. Loosen. Go back, snug it down. It bites into the metal that way. We've got a little bit of room to play with there. Now we have to pull this over here. Slide that all the way over here and get that belt on. And you kind of want to find something to stick in there if you can. Kind of keep that pressure on there. Alright, should have been one that was close. I think it's this one. So you don't need a whole lot of pressure, but you do need a little bit. Just to kind of tighten that belt right. Get it kind of snug where it'll hold good. Got it snug enough it'll hold. And again, you gotta fight with this plastic stuff. And that's the mechanical part of the installation. Now we're gonna have to splice some wires, and I gotta find my tools for that. So, all right, so I'll definitely run that through there, down here, and out. So we'll cut that about here. I tell you, it helps when you have the right tools, but I have one son that wants to work on everything, and he never puts my tools back. He gets distracted and jumps from one thing to the next, and just never get my stuff back. So one of my projects coming up will be getting me a toolbox that locks, keep people out of my stuff. So I don't mind them using my stuff as long as they put it back, but I'm always the one sitting around struggling to survive and do stuff because somebody done walked off with my stuff. Alright. Let me see here. Alright, so we're going to spin the wire here on the ends so it sticks together good. Makes it stronger because it's all working together. And then we got to go to this one. So, cut that in sections just in case it had a little bit of power on it. Hopefully it wouldn't short out anything. I've got everything off, but the computer's still plugged in. And I think most people know if it's plugged in, it's still using power for that transformer in the back. So when you get to looking at stuff and you're wondering why, you know, I haven't had anything but a light on all month. Why is my electric bill as high as it is? Well, it's because everything's still using power even though it's off. It's not using as much power, but it is still using power. Especially anything electronic like TV, VCR, DVD player, computer, you know, that kind of thing. They all have a transformer that the power goes into, and even when you turn it off, it just turns it off on the other side. The side the power goes into is still plugged straight into the wall and hot. And it's still using power. Alright, so we have black, blue, green. Yep, color codes look like they match up pretty good. So So we'll strip these. These are pretty small wires. So, well, start off saying the motor they sent me is probably better quality than the one they sent with the laser. I haven't seen the inside of the motors, but the wire coming to it is aluminum, and the wire coming from the computer to this is aluminum, it looks like. Yep. And then the wire that they sent me with the new motor is straight copper. And they aren't built exactly the same. They're a little different, but they still lined up the same. So all right. See if we can't slide these little caps on. It's on there good. So far, so good. Normally what happens to me is it's the very last one I put on that doesn't want to do right. And I don't have any more. As leftovers to redo it with. The last one messes up on me. Alright, all those are connected good. See if we can kind of get these in the same order. I know a lot of y'all probably wouldn't feel comfortable doing this, but this is part of my trade school in high school for 2 years. And I also went to college for 2 years for it. So we're going to see if we can't slide this little doohickey together and get it back up and running. Alright, so let's see if we can get this here. Blue to blue. And black to black. Alright. Let's try to see one last time. So, this is the last connection. I will come back and tape this up, because that's how I do it. Helps strengthen stuff, keep the wires from pulling on the connections you made. Makes it last longer. Yep. So all of it's good. We have red to red, green to green, blue to blue, black to black. So we should be good. My electrical tape's outside. I'm not going to get it right now. And I'm actually not going to try to run this at the moment. I'll try to bring y'all back when I go to run it. But hopefully this works and this takes care of the issue. And we are back in business. If it doesn't, y'all will probably never see this video, because this machine may meet a horrible fate somewhere. But I don't foresee us really having any issues out of it. Alright, so let's set this right here. There we go. Give that a little bit of protection coming out right there. Or not. Make sure nothing's sharp. No, it's good. So that'll protect all that. That's bolted and that's mounted. So this goes back on here like these. Oh, really? Anyway, we'll just run it through right here and not worry about it. And that's just to give the wire a little bit of protection. Nothing too major there. Alright, that should take care of that. And there it is. It's back together. So let's try it out.